That's fine.
Yeah, we understand it all. So obviously with you guys now that I've got Joel coming in, when we do, what I don't want to do is jump over everyone. So when I introduce one of the finalists, Sally will generally do all the first introduction and maybe a couple of questions. And then I don't know if you want to just make sure that you say, I've got a question or something that someone knows that you're going to talk. I don't know, is there hands up or is it, I don't know. But you're quite welcome to throw 1 or 2 questions at each one of the finalists as well.
Okay.
Morning, Joel.
Good morning.
Hello, Joel.
Hi.
Hello.
Morning, Joe. This is Joe Klein. Joe's one of our judges. Joe is from the History Teachers Association, which has been great support for us.
Good morning, everybody. So lovely to see you.
We're super excited to have you on board.
I'm super excited to be on board again.
Yay.
I think everyone's got a better background than me. I've just grabbed a blank wall here. I wasn't sure if we should have interesting digital backgrounds on or not, but
I reckon there's no rules.
there's no rules.
Make your own rules up.
Okay.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. I can see your mouth.
Yeah, we see your mouth, Campbell.
We've got your beard, Campbell.
Yes.
We've got your smile.
Don't change a thing. I just can't see the rest of you, but I know it's good too.
Which way are we going? That way or that way?
That way, yeah.
Up. You keep going.
Ah, there we are.
Better?
Ah,
Yes, well played.
There we go.
We've got nearly all our finalists on board. We're waiting for Isla's there. We've got Isla, we've got Joel, we've got Daniel, we've got Alexia, Amelia.
Morning.
Where's Amelia gone?
Isla. She's in my
Isla.
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 Silent S, is it?
Yeah.
Isla.
Isla.
Oh dear, that's throwing me.
Like Isla Fisher.
Yes.
Exactly what I was thinking. Yes.
Fantastic. So just
Really hard.
don't listen to them if they are really hard. You have the floor space to know. I'll be just doing basically an intro, and then we'll have the Sally Capp will say a few words, then Mr. Campbell Walker will say a few words, then Mr. Simon Percy will say a few words, and then we'll start the judging. The first judging for the finalists is Daniel. So the order goes Daniel, Alexia, Joel, Amelia, Isla. So that's the thing. So when I introduce Daniel, I'll welcome you, and then usually Sally will take the floor and she'll ask you a few questions. And then any of the judges can put their hand up or they can ask you maybe 1 or 2 questions. Yes, no, they are not general knowledge questions. So they're not going to be how many seconds are in 186 years or anything like that. So they're just going to be very simple, just general, how you going, just getting to know you type of thing. They have the answers. All the judges have the finalists' answers, which they indicated that they like to do if they became Lord Mayor and how they would like to change. So questions 1 and 8 is what the finalists gave. The judges do have that, but they may not even look at that. They just might even like the way you're doing something or say something, and they may expand on that as well. So it's not going to be too hard. We want to keep it nice and short, sharp into an hour. So once we've done that, then the judges will be asked. They'll be asked to leave the room and go into the judging room, and we'll see them back shortly. And then I'll be saying the judges will be back in 10 minutes to announce the winner of the 2021 Junior Lord Mayor competition. Whilst the judges are deliberating, here's a word from our partners, 1-3 Cabs. Now, from that then, on the live stream, they'll be having an ad running for the 10 minutes while the judges are in another room. So all of us online, we can just have a chat ourselves because that's not going to be beamed into the YouTube. Okay, so we've got 10 minutes. So if you need to grab a drink or if you need to go to the bathroom or anything at the time, that's the time to do it. If not, we're just going to have a general chit chat for 10 minutes. And then the judges will come back and then I'll say a few thank yous to everyone. And then gets the Sally to announce the winner.
Oh wait, I have to change my. Okay.
Do some of us need to change our screen names? I've noticed that Peter is in incognito as Kylie DeFonte.
Yes.
Hi, Kylie.
Kylie DeFont is here.
Kylie.
Kylie's our unit manager, and so we're doing it on Kylie's computer. And so I'm not Kylie. My name is P. Hitchener, 9 News Australia, the world.
Oh, is that who you are?
Please call me
No.
Peter, and that goes for the finalists as well.
Don't believe you. Don't believe you at all.
Yeah,
No.
Kylie, come
Well,
true.
Kylie.
Come on.
Kylie, I
dressed
think
up
you
as
better come and
Peter.
say hello. As you can see,
Hello.
Bye,
Kylie.
Kylie.
we're all masked up here, but we've taken our masks off for the purposes of our enterprise this morning.
That's great. Judges, you'll notice there's a join the breakout room on your screen. That's where you would just say join the room, and then you will automatically be taken into the breakout room. Okay, and then in the judges.
I'm sorry, I'm
Can
going.
you do that again, Sue?
I'm just asking the person who runs all things here, Kylie DeFont. You know, can you see where it is?
No,
Okay, great. We'll work it out.
it's all right.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Sure. Okay, great. Thanks.
Uh,
Thank you.
Peter, I got
Yeah.
the memo as well to wear the blue tie. Okay.
Oh,
So
actually,
just
you know,
checking.
normally for the news, I don't get to choose my clothes or ties or anything else. That's done by the styling department. But today I thought, oh no, I'll choose one for myself. And I thought, oh, this looks nice and fresh. I'll pop it on. Didn't realise Simon was going to do the same thing.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I can't see from Campbell's beard whether there's a tie there or not. No, I don't think so. But anyway, all's good. And Dennis? No.
no, I'm childless.
Yeah, so
Amelia
that's
has a tie. Amelia, is that a tie?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's for Jennifer's no tie. It's a
That's
bit
great.
like a maroon colour. It's nice.
That's very sweet.
nice. Yep.
Are you testing that, Al, to join the breakout room? Okay, so that's. Do you want them to do it now, or we've got 2 minutes to go, or do you want them to just? No. So when you get into the judges, when you get into the judging room, it will have a clock countdown for 10 minutes. We probably would love to be as short as possible. At any point in time, Al will be able to jump in and out. We won't see Al, so he'll be able to jump in and out of rooms. And then if you want to come back in earlier, that's fine as well. So it's not like it's right onto the time, but I wouldn't like to go more than 10 minutes. And then obviously we'll come back and then we'll just say thank you and then that's it. Any? Hey? Okay. But the only thing, so you'll just loop the ads going on, you'll just loop it. All phones on silent?
Hi, David. I can see. How are you? You're good.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, Lord Mayor.
Nice to see you all.
And you.
Good morning and welcome everyone to the judging of the 2021 Junior Lord Mayor competition. I'm Sue Stanley, Vice Chair of Melbourne Day Committee. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the various lands on which we are on today and the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people participating in this online gathering. I'd also like to pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I'd also like to acknowledge our Lord Mayor Capp, my fellow Melbourne Day Committee members, reigning Junior Lord Mayor Alexia Quinn, our Junior Lord Mayor judges, our Junior Lord Mayor finalists, and everyone who has joined us today live online. The Junior Lord Mayor competition is in its 9th year and now being held today in our virtual world. The Junior Lord Mayor competition is part of our commitment and passion of education of what we all know in our eyes as the most livable city in the world, our city, the City of Melbourne. Before we begin the judging, I'd like to introduce the Lord Mayor of Melbourne, Sally Capp, to say a few words. Morning, Sally.
Good morning, Sue, and well done to you, Campbell, and everybody at the Melbourne Day organisation for going ahead with Junior Lord Mayor again this year in very challenging circumstances. I too would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which the City of Melbourne, our town hall, is the Boon Wurrung people of the Eastern Kulin Nation, and pay our respects to their elders past and present, and thank them for the care they've taken of our land and our waterways as the longest continuous living culture in the world, and to all of our traditional custodians with whom we are planning our future together. I am so delighted to be here with all of the Junior Lord Mayor candidates today. It's so exciting to see you, your energy and your leadership. We not being part of this initiative because all of us who are on this line who are older than 15 are leading every day to create a world that you can enjoy, that you can be proud of, and in which you feel you can realise your full potential. So to get your input into our city and what we can be doing is very, very important. Many of you will know that the City of Melbourne, our municipality, is the most impacted city municipality across Australia as a result of the pandemic and our ongoing lockdowns. And it's very, very tough for so many people, whether it's missing school, whether it's you not being able to not being able to open your business, or it's because you are suffering health impacts. There are issues for every single person, and we do understand that Melbourne has been particularly impacted. That's why it's so inspiring for me every day to see so many acts of kindness and compassion that people are making to others, even those who are really badly affected by this pandemic. I'm thinking of restaurant owners who are doing free takeaway meals for those in need. I'm thinking of people who are going out of their way to contact others who may be feeling isolated. And I know many of you will be aware of acts of kindness around your community. I'm going to be asking some of you that today, so just to give you a bit of a heads up. I think those acts are inspiring, but they also are a great testament of the sort of caring community that we have here in Melbourne and Victoria, and the way that we act in such unified ways when we find ourselves in crisis. The other thing, though, that's really important about leadership at the moment is staying focused on long-term issues that impact our city, our state and our nation, and being involved and making sure that we've got the right resources and energy to really be dedicated to progress on big issues like environment, like mental health, being an active and outdoorsy sort of city, just picking up on some of the themes from our junior Lord Mayors. And that's certainly something that we remain dedicated to, trying to hit zero carbon emissions for our city municipality by 2040, which is a really big challenge, but we're up for it. And again, we're doing that to create the sort of city and state that you can be proud of and that you want to live in. I just wanted to say leadership comes in all shapes and sizes, and we can all go about it in different ways. The fact that you have all participated in getting to this point shows your dedication and your leadership within your own communities and for Melbourne. I'm very grateful to see your leadership, and I commend all of you for getting to this point, and I'm really looking forward to our questions and answers today, and congratulations to everyone.
Well, thank you, Lord Mayor, and thank you for your commitment to the Junior Lord Mayor competition, not only just today, but in the past. It's actually been fantastic. So now I'd like to introduce you to our chairperson from our Melbourne Day Committee, Mr. Campbell Walker. Morning, Campbell.
Morning, Sue. Great to see everyone's smiling faces and less of my chin now. Thank you for the tips. I love a Zoom call. Lord Mayor, thank you so much for being with us. And as Sue said, you've been a great supporter of our program, and we were able to catch up in between lockdown 4.9 and 5.3. I'm not sure, but able to give some joy to previous Junior Lord Mayor winners who, unfortunately, through that 18-month period, have not had the opportunities to get out and about in our great city. But to the judges, thank you very much, especially to David for your participation today, and to my committee that it hasn't been easy meeting on Zoom calls but for the majority. You know, the occasional coffee shop catch up has been all we've been allowed. But look, I'm really pleased that we've been able to come along today, even via electronic means. But there's been some great questions and answers that have come through, so I really look forward to exploring that this morning. I've been involved for 25 years. You could say that that's probably time for Campbell to pass over the reins, but I'm still really enjoying my involvement, and in particular the Junior Lord Mayor competition. And so just on that, a special thanks to Simon from 13 Cabs and their terrific support. So I look forward to being involved, and I'll speak to you towards the end and do a few thank yous then. Thanks, Sue.
Thanks, Campbell. And without your commitment over the many years, there wouldn't be what we are here today. So thank you again. Now, with the commitment of our Junior Lord Mayor partner, 13 Cabs, and this amazing man and his infectious energy, Head of Client Services of 13 Cabs, Mr. Simon Percy. Welcome, Simon.
Thank you, Sue. Well, the first thing I'll do is I'll stand up because sitting is the new vaping. So I love to stand up while I'm at the desk. So first of all, good morning and happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Melbourne. Happy birthday to you. Now, that's the only song I know all the words to. And like that, I'd like to thank all of you in the room, the finalists for getting here, for all the listeners listening in. Hopefully see you next year. And I'd like to just thank the commitment of the executive committee for getting us to this point. The people behind the scenes that have got this together are really, really smart. And obviously we've got five really smart contestants or finalists today. So on behalf of 13 Cabs, we are a community service kind of organisation, and we love days like this. So I thank you all again. I wish you all the very best. And we'll see you at the end in about 55 minutes. All right. So good luck, everybody. Relax, have fun, and don't forget those that got the jelly beans delivered. It's a good time to start eating them now. Okay, just get that little bit of energy boost. Thanks, Sue.
Thanks, Simon, and thanks for your ongoing support through 13 Cabs. And I'm still waiting for my jelly beans to come in the mail too, so I'll expect them soon. Will I?
I'll go get them now.
Thanks, Ivan. Before we start, I'd like to introduce our judges. We've got our Lord Mayor, Sally Capp. We have our Melbourne Day Chairperson, Campbell Walker. We have Channel 9 News presenter, Peter Hitchener. 3AW broadcaster Denis Walter, Head of Client Services from 13 Cabs Simon Percy, Joe Klein from History Teachers Association, and our special guest judge, Boon Wurrung Senior Culture Officer, Uncle David Tournier. So great to have you all as part of our judging team this morning. So now let's start the 2021 Junior Lord Mayor Competition judging. Are you all ready to start?
We're ready.
Good luck to all the finalists here today. Our first finalist ready is Daniel Land from Northside Christian College in Bundoora. Welcome, Daniel.
Thank you.
Now, Sally, I think you might have a few words to start the
You want
questions.
to kick off? Well, Daniel, thank you so much for being involved, and we really obviously liked your responses. I was going to pick up on a couple of your themes. Firstly, what do you see as the biggest, or what do you think is a way in which we can reduce people neutering in the city, Daniel?
Well, firstly, thank you for having me here and good morning. I really appreciate this opportunity. But in Melbourne, the biggest contributor to litter is actually cigarette butts. So I was thinking more strategic placing of cigarette butt bins, and also because most of our litter ends up in our waterways and rivers, I thought, because Melbourne Water also spends $3.3 million a year on cleaning our waterways, we could have tougher penalties for people who do break the rules, and also have like a system for if you deposit a can or any recyclable product, you can get the recycling money value out of it. So like if you deposit a bottle, you can get 10 cents. Also hiring cleaners so that we can produce more jobs and help the economy and also clean the environment at the same time. Well, and my vision for Melbourne is where everyone doesn't have to step on a little piece of litter every single second, and for a cleaner and greener Melbourne.
Wow, I was furiously taking notes there. Daniel, thank you. And very well researched and great ideas. Thank you very much.
Thank
Anyone
you.
else have any questions for Daniel? Oh, Simon.
I've got
Oh no, let Dan. Please go ahead.
Is it mine?
Yes,
Excellent.
that'd be great.
Daniel, I love your thoughts about how to improve life in Melbourne. But one of the things that you touched on there in one of your answers was that community spirit is very important in the city. Sadly, at the moment, there aren't enough people who are in the city. But you've noticed how, even though we don't know each other particularly well, there's always that feeling of community in Melbourne that is extra special.
Yeah, that's right. So during this like COVID time, you see instance of businesses giving free food to customers who are really needing it, and also food banks giving food to people as well. You also see people giving businesses a lot of money to help support our local businesses because they don't have the revenue or the customers to support themselves. And also people during their 2 hours of exercise just walking out, dressing up and cheering the community of Melbourne up. And when I think of Melbourne, I think of the community of Melbourne being kind and showing love to each other.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Peter.
I have a
Yes.
question as well.
Beautifully spoken, well said, Daniel. And I love the mention of the community of Melbourne. What's the most exciting or enjoyable experience that you've had in Melbourne? It could have been a concert or a meal or a visit, or just what's the best thing that's happened to you in Melbourne?
Actually, it was when I believe I was 3, and it was a Melbourne run and the family run before the actual marathon. My mum took me out on a pram and she went the whole marathon, so that was really fun. I think that was my most enjoyable experience of Melbourne.
Great story.
I
Thanks.
think you'd be the youngest marathon runner if someone else is there.
I don't think it was the full 40Ks, but close enough.
Joe.
Yes. So Daniel, you mentioned that you like street art in Melbourne and there's lots of beautiful cultural things. Is there any way you could combine the idea of street art and some of the other ideas you have for Melbourne, like no littering? How could you combine those ideas?
Maybe like getting street artists to maybe like draw advertising campaigns to like tell people who do visit those laneways, such as Hosier Lane or ACDC Lane, to tell them to like with the kind of graffiti style art, like to encourage people to not litter, encourage people to do the right thing. And yeah, that's one of my ideas.
Fantastic. Simon, did you have a question?
No, I'm just all double thumbs up.
Or
Great.
double thumbs?
Excellent,
David?
excellent questions from the judges, of course, but great answers, Daniel.
David, we got a question from yourself?
No, I don't. Sorry.
Excellent. No, that's okay. We'll move on to our next finalist. So our next finalist is Alexia Kritikides from Loreto Mandeville Hall in Toorak. Good morning, Alexia.
Good morning. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm very glad to be here.
Good. Do you want me to kick off, Sue?
Absolutely. Thanks, Sally.
Good. And Alexia, I see your interest in net zero emissions as well. What's your favourite part of the environment where you have the most interest?
Well, I think that greenhouse emissions are a very big problem in our environment at the moment, and the increasing rates of littering is very alarming in our society now. I think that ways we could try and encourage people to stop littering and clean up our streets are things like offering rewards for people and possibly setting different tasks and making it a fun way for kids and teenagers to start doing it from a young age so that in the future it will become a natural habit.
Fantastic.
Very good, thank you.
Any other judges? Yes, Dennis.
Alexia, you come from a Greek background, I presume, with your surname, but it's you've also mentioned that you love the diversity of Melbourne, and that's something that is just so close to my heart. And you've also spoken about in one of your answers about the feeling of community and how important the multicultural Melbourne is. We need to keep celebrating that, don't we?
Absolutely. My grandparents and great-grandparents migrated from Greece and Cyprus to Melbourne, and they talked to me about how hard it was for them being in a minority group in the 1950s in Australia. And Melbourne has improved so much since then. They're so accepting of different cultures and races. Different areas of Melbourne are dedicated to different people's cultures, such as Italian food in Lygon Street, Greek food in Oakley, and Melbourne has just really improved so much with the way that they accept everybody, and they really try to respect everybody's cultures and religions.
Fantastic. Peter.
Oh, hi. I think I'm not sure if Simon got in first, but anyway, Alexia, great answers, and I like the way you've pointed to the things we could be doing to improve our city, and the changes that have happened to make us such a successful multicultural place. Any other issues that you see that we need to deal with, apart from environment and apart from those sort of things? Anything else that we should be looking at?
Well, I've noticed in children and teenagers around my age, they've been suffering from a lot of anxiety and depression since lockdown started because they're away from friends, staring at a screen all day, and don't have much motivation to get outside and get active. That's why I recommended a local area hunt, such as a hawthorn hunt or a dandelion hunt, to encourage people to get outside and get active and learn a little bit about their area for their physical and mental health. You could use an app such as Goose Chase, which my school has used, which allows a group leader to assign tasks and activities. And once you complete them, you earn points and you're left with a winner. I'm aware that not everyone has phones and wouldn't be able to have access to a mobile device. So I thought we could ask volunteers from a local school or council member to assist them so everybody can participate. Some tasks I thought about could be like buying something from a local farmer's market, supporting a local business, borrowing a book from a library, or even planting something in your community garden. I think, yeah, encouraging people around my age to get outside and look at Melbourne's beautiful scenery and landscaping would really improve mental health.
Fantastic. Awesome. Simon?
Yeah. Hi, Alexia. Well done on getting this far. I love your, I guess you talked about zero emissions. That's really important for us. But I also like the getting the younger community involved with it now so it becomes just a natural reaction. Got any ideas that is going to be fun and rewarding to help the younger generation to get involved with zero that one?
Well, to get them participating and make it seem fun and not like a chore, you could give them, like, they could earn points for cleaning up 10 pieces of rubbish, and then we could offer a reward like tickets to an event or a gift card or voucher. And yeah, then once they're older, it just becomes a habit not to litter and not to leave things on the ground and to care for the environment.
Fantastic. Thank you. And don't forget the taxis are 98% of them are on hybrid. So we're going for that zero.
Awesome. Joe, last question from Joe.
Yes, actually, I really loved what you were saying, Alexia. First of all, I'm a big fan of Greek food in Oakley. So I'm really glad you mentioned it, because Oakley is not in the city, but it's a very important, cultural area with excellent food. Highly recommend when everyone's out of their 5Ks to come to Oakley. But I really like what you were saying about the resilience of young people now, what's really important. And I think that tells us a bit about what the Junior Lord Mayor will be doing this year, because I think the role will be slightly different from other years. And it might be that it will help provide an insight into how to better support young people. So if you were pitching an idea to the Mayor about the best ways to capitalise on the idea of resilience, what would you suggest? Is there any examples of your friends, perhaps, who have shown particular resilience this year?
Well, I know a lot of my friends have, struggled not being able to see people and communicate with each other. So we found different ways of being able to talk to each other so that we don't lose contact and can still feel like we're back at normal, such as creating different apps where you can feel like you're in the same room as each other. We can meet in a park that's all within our 5 kilometres. And yeah, I think really encouraging people to do that would help young children get back to normal and feel that they are just back at school and don't need to hide their feelings and can talk to people.
Fantastic. Awesome job, Alexia. Moving on to our next finalist, we've got Joel Crothers. Joel is from St Mark's Primary School in Dingley Village. Welcome, Joel.
Thank you.
Hello, Joel. Thanks so much for being part of this program. There you are, I can see you now. I'm really interested for you to tell us what is one of your favourite places to get fresh air, and how can we encourage more kids into exercising, as you've suggested, for your improvements?
I was the net zero emissions one, not the exercising.
Oh, okay. We might have got those two mixed up. There you go. We had the net zero at Alexis, and we had the puzzles and exercising with you. Alexis, is that what threw you off with my first question?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, to you, Joel, we can move with the times here, and thank you for clarifying that so deftly with us. Can you tell me then, Joel, obviously we're very dedicated to net zero emissions here, and we have everything, all sorts of initiatives from waste and resource recovery, which is recycling, through to big wind farm projects. What's your favourite part of the environment, and what can we do to make a difference? Over to you.
Firstly, I would like to thank everyone for making me a finalist. I am very passionate about councils and the environment, and at my home I research a lot about what the different councils are doing regarding waste and recycling, and I also host my own council meetings at home, and I know what suburb is in every council. So onto your questions. Firstly, net zero emissions is the balance between the amount of greenhouse gases produced and the amount removed from the environment. And climate change is the one thing that affects every living creature on our earth. If I was Lord Mayor, I would make all council operations electric and introduce more electric charging stations in our city and a reduced parking fee for people with electric vehicles. I would make sure that all buildings are built up, not out, so that we can create new open spaces and keep our original open spaces. I would make sure that all buildings are built to the same standard in environmental standards to Council House 2, which is Australia's most sustainable purpose-built office building. And I would grow plants on laneways and on appropriate buildings, and maybe even in the laneways the plants could become part of the artwork.
Wow, Joe.
Wow, that's fantastic. I really enjoyed your answers, Joel, and I have to congratulate you on the very interesting visual display behind you. We appreciate the little bit of extra effort there. I think it's very, very good. So you obviously have done a great deal of research on the actual practical ideas for the future of Melbourne. Do you have a particular favourite building or area in Melbourne that you like, that you think really encapsulates the spirit of the city?
I love all the buildings that make Melbourne a special place, like the Eureka Tower, the Australia 108 building, and I can't wait to see the Green Spire once that is completed. I also love the historical buildings like Melbourne Town Hall, the State Library, and Flinders Street Station. And I also, not a building, but I also love Melbourne's trams.
Fantastic. Peter.
Hello there. Fantastic answers, Joel. Amazing. I was particularly taken by the fact that you conduct council meetings at home. I wondered about how the rest of the family felt, or if they were exiled during them. It sounds as though you have an understanding of how these things work and how you can get changes to happen in government, in local government. So what were the things you would do if you were to, pursue a career in politics and local government? How would you get your reforms through?
So it is my dream to become Lord Mayor of Melbourne when I'm older. I would love to be Lord Mayor because I want to be the voice that represents my community and the person that helps out in my community. I already do help out in my community. I make and sell cards for a charity in my local area that supports mental health. I sort books for a charity that gives the books to underprivileged children in school. I make cards for residents in isolation due to coronavirus, and I use some of my birthday money to buy toys for children in foster care.
Wow, really amazing.
Thanks.
Amazing. David.
How you going, mate? So yeah, I'm interested in how you would get out there the importance of these natural resources and the importance of using natural resources. So I'm just wondering if you can tell me about your ideas about how we get that information out there to people. Yeah.
So I would encourage all people that are building to use as much natural resources as possible, that like trees that have fallen down instead of cutting down new ones. And I would encourage them to also use sustainable items that help out in our environment rather than using resources that have been that create lots of net zero emissions in our environment.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Awesome. I think we better move on to our next finalist now. Thanks, Joel, for that. Our next finalist is Amelia Penfield from Genazzano FCJ College. Welcome, Amelia.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate being in finalists for Junior Lord Mayor, and I'm very excited to tell you the ideas I have.
Good. Well, Amelia, welcome. And I know you have, and I'm making sure I'm looking at the right notes here, and also an interest in the environment, which is fantastic. And you've mentioned recycling particularly. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the recycling that you do at home or that you see happening in the community?
Yeah, okay, so I've recently noticed that a council in Melbourne has separate bins for the glass. So what my family does, we do separate glass from our other recyclable materials. So if we do separate glass from other recyclable materials, we can reduce the contamination and improve the quality of what we collect. So sometimes when we include glass in our regular recycling bins, it often breaks and it does get stuck in plastic. And I just think it's a great idea to have separate bins for glass, because it's just, I don't know, the plastic, we can recycle plastic and make it into better things, but we can also make glass into some better things if we do have separate bins for that. We can also have take ideas from other leading countries. For example, Austria is a leading country in recycling. They offer teaching materials, including comic books and colouring in books, to help educate young people about the importance of recycling. So this is a great idea as well, because if we can educate young people about the importance of recycling, they can learn and understand the many benefits of recycling, and to try and make Melbourne even more focused on recycling than before.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Is it me?
Dennis, you can go. Yep.
Amelia, it's your ideas are terrific. You also talked about signage around the city, if that were possible. And I know you've just mentioned about young people, but I think it's a lot of us older people who probably need more reminders. And well done. That idea, if it could be implemented, just to constantly remind us of what we can do. How do you see that might actually be implemented?
Well, so if I was Junior Lord Mayor, I could make some packages, I guess, and send it to really everyone in the Melbourne community. For example, some ideas, colouring in books of how, people putting recyclings. And I know I went on the bike ride the other day and there was a big recycling, so many bottles on the floor. I feel like everywhere in Melbourne, we can try and make a big sign, signage, like I said in my thing for recycling, signage around letting people old and young know that recycling, we need to make it even more better than it is today.
Fantastic. Excellent. Peter.
Yes, just a quick question. Amelia, clearly committed to recycling as one of the things. If you come into Melbourne, if you come into the city, are there any other things you notice that you think, I think we should do something about that? Is that looking too far afield or?
I think, well, when I thought about this idea, I actually thought about the city, first of all, and just imagining while I have been in the city before COVID lockdowns, what it kind of looks like. And the city is a great place. It has very amazing buildings and traditional stuff, but sometimes there is a lot of rubbish, not just recycling, but a lot of cigarettes and just general rubbish on there that people just litter. So I feel like we can try and make something about that and try and make more bins around it in your councils and the city, just to let people know that recycling is important and it's important to Melbourne, our home.
Fantastic. Simon, you've got a question as well.
Yeah, I'm just so impressed about the recycling, and I think that should really be emphasised. So, where you talk about the glass, and what other sort of things would you like to separate in our households? Because I know I live with 2 kids and a beautiful wife and all that, and just the amount of rubbish we have and recycling. Have you got any other tips for me, please?
Well, I know my council, Bundoora, I'm pretty sure, that we have food scraps. So we have a food scrap bin that I recommend using that, which is for like banana peels and other food scraps you see. We have separate bins for recycling and glass and rubbish, and I think that's a great idea. We also have recommended for grass, like when you mow the lawns, my dad has a grass bin that we recycles, and we just put it in there. So I recommend doing all those.
Fantastic, excellent. Campbell, final question from Campbell.
Oh, I've been desperate to ask questions, so I'm going to incorporate a couple of questions that I wanted to ask earlier. Daniel had a great idea with street art, and as the Lord Mayor knows, there's a big difference between art and vandalism. But just incorporating your idea on the signage for recycling, I thought it might be a great idea to maybe have a competition and using art or creativity to actually communicate, you know, don't litter and protect our city, etc. Do you think we could use that colouring in overseas example you gave?
Yeah, I feel like if for the colouring in book, there can be big colouring in for like adults and young people, just saying like be aware of like what you recycle, and just like a big sign saying recycling is important and the many like benefits and stuff that we can make Melbourne much better. And it is better, like it's an amazing place and I love living here, but even more better with recycling than it is right now. So like more signage, and we can rethink about, we can think in our head, what are we going to put in that bin? Let's like think about it, think before we do our actions.
Terrific. Thank you.
Now up to our final finalist, not to say the least there. This is now Isla Carpenter from Genazzano, another from Genazzano FCJ College. Welcome, Isla.
Thank you for having me. This is a great opportunity.
Hello, Isla. Lovely to see you today. You put a big plug in for the arts, and we do know that our artists and performers and people that work in theatres and venues are amongst our most impacted as a result of the pandemic. Tell us a little bit about one of your favourite theatre experiences.
I would say that one of my favourite theatre performances, I'm pretty sure it was around last year when I went to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I really loved it, and I think that's what really sparked this kind of idea of having more child-appropriate theatre performances, so that more children like me would be able to experience the performing arts and to be able to appreciate all that it has to give.
How did it make you feel? Why do you think it's an advantage to have kids see theatre?
I think that having kids see theatre makes them really appreciate kind of the way people tell stories, or maybe also and when they're older, when they see more theatre performances, that they are very appreciative and they understand how hard people work just to have one performance.
Very good, thank you.
Who's next? The judges. Yeah, Dennis.
Isla, great to hear you supporting the arts, and I mean we're together today via technology, we're on screens, but it's going to be a very special time when people can, of all ages, can get go back to the Princess Theatre or to an outdoor concert, and get us off screen and off technology and just out enjoying people performing and telling a story on stage. Do you perform yourself?
I'm not exactly the greatest actor, but I am one of the main roles in my school play. I'm not Performing isn't my strong suit, but I love seeing, but that makes me appreciate the talent that I see in other people when they do what I can't.
Good
Fantastic.
answer.
Fantastic. Peter.
Just a quick question. Tell us about the role you're playing in the school play. It sounds very enjoyable or very entertaining.
So we're doing kind of a form of Peter Pan, and I'm Peter, but we're calling it Neverland because we're following a kind of a different script.
Fantastic.
Sounds like fun.
Thank you.
I also had some ideas about how to make it more affordable for families. I think that a way to make theatre performances more affordable for families could be to lower the prices. But as a way to make up for the money that has been lost, we could get sponsors that have suffered during COVID sponsor each performance.
Fantastic. Great idea.
Thank you.
Simon.
Yeah, congratulations on getting this far. This is so good. In one of your questions, you mentioned about Melbourne and the people of Melbourne being so kind. I think that's really, really important. And I think we need to put a big emphasis on being kind to people. I know we've all been behind masks for a few months, but have you got any ideas of how to, enthusiastically be kind and get Melbourne really to love?
Well, I was thinking that there could be more outdoor activities for people of all ages to participate in.
Yes, great.
Everyone would have a chance to talk to each other and understand what everybody is going through. Like, there could be art easels set up on corner streets so that people could paint and talk to each other and kind of see what people feel and how they portray stuff, because usually during art, I know, is a way of people portraying their emotions just without words.
Fantastic.
Thank you. That's great.
Any other final questions from our judges?
Yep, me.
I love the art.
Where's Joe gone?
Oh, I'm down here.
Go for it, Joe. I'll just love the art easel. Good idea.
I like that too. It's absolutely wonderful to hear someone advocating for the arts, particularly during the hard time of COVID. So thank you for that. And I just love your passion for it. I was really intrigued by what you said about more performance for children. So obviously everybody loves Harry Potter, but what about, do you have some ideas for younger children? What kind of things would you love to see Melbourne bringing in for really small kids?
I would like to see maybe storytelling. I would like to see, how children's favorite storybooks, maybe that portrayed through theatre, because that gives children a sense of, they kind of know what's happening, but they get to see it in a different way rather than hearing it, so they can see their imagination come to life.
I think that's a very perceptive comment, that, they know what's coming, so it would help them engage with the performance. Love that.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Any other questions? Campbell, we got a question?
I also like the distinctive dress. We've got all the cultures, and it's great to see the different communities in their traditional clothing, which is great.
Excellent. Fantastic. Any more questions from our judges?
None from me.
No. Sounds like we now move up, and I can honestly say, wow, judges, you've got your work cut out for yourself. I'd like to actually ask now if the judges can enter the judging room, and we'll see you back shortly with the winning of the Junior Lord Mayor Championship competition. So if you'd just like to click their room. The judges will be back in about 10 minutes to announce the winner of the Junior Lord Mayor competitions. So whilst the judges are deliberating, here's a word from our partner, 13 Cabs.
13 Cabs will get you there. 13 Cabs, 13 Cabs, 13 Cabs, 13 Cabs. 13 Cabs will get you there.
G'day, my name's Simon, and I'm here to introduce you to a whole bunch of people that make this company the great company it is today. And here's my first passenger now. Tell us, what makes this company so great?
Well, it comes down to the people, Simon, and we have some of the best people in the field. Being part of 13 Cabs means you can join at any level. I joined as the IT guy. Next thing I know, I'm running the operation.
And can people work anywhere, anytime?
Anytime, anywhere.
13 Cabs will get you there.
13 Cabs, 13 Cabs, 13 Cabs, 13 Cabs. 13 Cabs will get you there.
Our job here at Taxi Tech is to make sure our cars are always up to scratch. All our cars in our fleet look and operate the same. We do roadworthy inspections and gas installs. We're checking the tyres, the suspension, the brakes.
Hey Jimmy, I've been thinking. Do you think we can get an ejector seat?
No.
How about my order for the Aston Martin?
I think we're done here, mate.
G'day Liz, tell us what you guys do.
Well, it's really quite simple. My team works on strategic planning, channel strategy, media buying, market research, campaign implementation, CSR, CRM, SEO, and outward-facing brand marcoms.
Huh?
We do the ads. Like that one.
Yeah.
And this.
Uh-huh.
And that over there. And this is Cuz. He's from our advertising agency. He's actually working on something as we speak.
Flying cabs.
Approved.
Welcome to 13 Cabs. This is Kim. May I have your pickup address, please?
G'day Kim, it's Simon speaking.
Oh, g'day, Simon.
Can you give us a bit of a rundown of what happens in the contact centre?
We run our contact centre 24 hours a day. We have over 150 staff who help our passengers get the cabs they need as quickly as possible.
Hey Kimmy, what's the weather down there like?
Sorry, Simon. Gotta go. Bye.
Hi Nazrat, what's the weather in Sydney like?
It's beautiful as always.
So does good weather mean it's busy?
We are always busy, Simon. People always have places to go, whether it's rain, hail or shine.
Hey Nick.
G'day, Simon.
What's happening at 13 Cabs in Sydney?
Oh, you know, mate, I used to be a driver and then I became a driver trainer and now I'm a 13 Cabs operator relationship manager. Mate, did you know that in Sydney right now there's more cabs than ever before? So you can say I've got a lot going on, mate.
Mate, it's Simon from 13 Cabs.
Oh, that's Simon. Do you want to know some more? No. Okay. So in the cab now, I've got Leah and Sharmini from Driver Services. Hey girls, what do you do?
We're here to help our drivers give our passengers the best experience possible. We're also the Lost Property Fairies. If you leave something in our cabs, we'll get it back to you.
My role is to ensure that we meet the silver service standards that everyone expects. And I deliver the high standard of 13 Cabs. Chris, you missed a spot.
Hi, Jenny.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, I heard you're part of the 13 Cabs HR department, is that correct?
That's right.
HR, what does that stand for? Hard rockers?
No, Nick, it's human resources. We look after all the 13 Cabs employees. We hire the best talent, create a dynamic culture, and basically make sure it's a fun place to work.
Career progression. You know what? I've been thinking about stepping up into the CEO role. Can you help me with this? Here's my resume.
Sorry, Nick,
Here's
gotta
my
go.
resume. Here's my
Yeah, I'll call you.
There's more taxis on the road than there was 10 years ago, Jenny. Did you know that? Hey, Ali. Didn't you used to work in the contact centre?
Nick, I did, but now I get to work on cool new technology like Spotto.
Spotto. I love Spotto.
Well, Spotto's designed with taxi drivers in mind. It's light, contactless, and easy to use.
Can I hug you?
Sure.
So, tell us what IT do at 13 Cabs.
One thing that many people don't realise is we develop our own tech in-house. Everything from the infrastructure for the call centres to our own app, which, by the way, is the smartest taxi app in the country. Penelope is one of the team members and testing it right now.
Hey Pen, do you like working at 13 Cabs?
Yep.
How long have you been there, Pen?
Yep.
Do you have a favourite movie?
Yep.
Nice chat. Now, I forgot to ask one really important question I've always wanted to know. How many general managers does it take to fit in a cab? 1, 2, 3. So what do you guys do?
I run 13 Cabs.
No, I run 13.
No, I do.
Hang on. Seriously, what do you guys do?
I look after 13 Cabs Sydney. Melbourne. Adelaide.
I don't need to tell you again how great the team is at 13 Cabs. So if you think you're the type of person who can jump in and take the wheel, not literally, that's Simon's job, then we want to hear from you. Who knows, if you're really good, you might even make our next video.
And I can't wait to have a good old chinwag with you when you join.
Obviously, we're not professional actors, but what we do know is how to get you from A to B, anytime, anywhere.
Scene 1A, take 2.
And here's my first patient now. Patient? Again? Get out. Do you think we can all get sirens?
Our job here at Taxi Tech is to make sure...
Flashing swirly lights.
Here at Taxi Tech, we wait for action. Here at Taxi Tech, we're here to make sure. Here at Taxi Tech, we operate.
What about the cloak of darkness? G'day, Liz.
Well, it's really quite simple. My team... Sorry, I've got to warm up a bit. It's really quite simple. My team looks after strategic... It's really quite simple. Well, it's really quite... Can I just do it all again?
Well, we have over 150 staff who help our passengers.
Am I doggling here? So, Pen, do you love Warren? So seriously, there's an old guy walking right behind you.
Obviously, we're not professional actors. But what we do know is how to get you...
I don't need to tell you again how great the team is at 13 Cabs.
Cabs will get you there. Cabs will get you there.
That's awesome. Well done. Awesome.
How many people in the room play piano? Because I know I do. He does, Amelia. Anyone else?
I play saxophone and violin.
Oh, same. I play both. I play double bass on piano.
I play French horn and piano.
We were actually just getting entertained by Daniel, who just played us the piano. So he was just absolutely awesome. And then the girls and the other girls were saying what they play and how they, what other instruments they play. It was awesome. Thank you, Daniel. That was wonderful.
Daniel, were you playing the tune to the backbeat of 1-3 Cabs? Was that right?
Oh no, sorry.
Oh, I missed it.
You're gonna get
Next
some.
time.
You're gonna get some free music out of this.
There's no such word as free.
I thought when we came back then that David was giving it away as we were still speaking about who the winner should be. We've gone from one room to another.
It would get pulled out pretty quickly. It
Have
reminds
you?
me a little bit of Wrinkle in Time. Has anyone read that or seen the movie? You know, when they Tessa and they move very quickly and you feel like you're being yoinked from one place to another. So, okay, we've got, from our arts enthusiasts there are nodding along. I feel that that's what it's like when you get pulled out of a Zoom room.
Well done.
All right. Have we got everybody back? I'm looking at Sue.
I think she's
Fantastic. Awesome. Thank you very much. Now that we have all our judges back, but before we announce our winner, I'd like to thank all our judges for being part of today. Lord Mayor Sally Capp, Melbourne Day Chairperson Campbell Walker, Channel 9 News presenter Peter Hitchener, who I believe he poses as Kylie Defonte, but he tells me the real, we have had that by a text. Who is Kylie? No, it is Peter. 3AW broadcaster Denis Walter, the legend. Head of Client Services of 1-3 Cab Simon Percy. Joe Klein, History Teachers Association, and our special guest judge, Boon Wurrung, Senior Cultural Officer, Uncle David Tournier. So thank you so much for being a part. I'd also like to especially thank Alicia Geck for being an amazing Junior Lord Mayor 2020. Although with COVID restrictions, I know it was just so challenging, but thank you very much for your patience. I'd also like to thank the parents of all the entrants to the Junior Lord Mayor competition. Your support and encouragement has made the competition of what it is today. And the teachers, with all the encouraging the students to enter the competition, your support has also made this competition where it is today. And our thoughts are with all parents and teachers in this today's environment. We know we're all doing it tough, so we really appreciate our teachers and parents of today. To all the finalists, thank you and well done. You're all winners and we wish you all the very best in your future endeavours. To my Melbourne Day Committee members, thank you for your ongoing support, and we encourage you all to spread the word of the amazing opportunity, and please go to our website melbourneday.com.au and also subscribe to our newsletter to get all the updates on our 2022 competition, our education program and school incursions, as the youth of today is our future. I think we've got all the judges back now, ready to announce the winner. I believe, Lord Mayor, we have a winner.
Oh, we do, and it was so hard. Sue, we need to thank you for making all of this happen and for being a leader in our community together, again, to Campbell and the whole team at the Melbourne Day Committee. Thank you. We've had such a stressful conversation and it's so hard because, as Sue said, all of you are outstanding members of our community and outstanding candidates for Junior Lord Mayor. So thank you once again for being involved in this process. We did this year have a special emissary role for a very, very close runner-up, and I can speak to that person afterwards. But it's really important that we take this time now at 11:01 a.m. to announce the winner of the Junior Lord Mayor competition for today into the next 12 months, and we hope that a lot of that is open and you'll be able to participate in many activities. And the winner this year is Daniel Lamb. Congratulations, Daniel.
Wow. Congratulations.
Daniel, we were very impressed with your ideas. You were so well researched about what the issues were. You had terrific contributions into how we can address those issues. You are a great communicator. You have fantastic energy and enthusiasm that came with your communication, and you really showed us you have some fantastic creativity, and that was before we knew that you could play the piano so well. Our special emissary on net zero carbon emissions is going to be Joel Crothers, and Joel, I'll be in touch with you separately. But congratulations to everyone. And Daniel, that was a bit of time for you to think about some words to say in response. So over to you, Daniel Land, our Junior Lord Mayor.
Well, firstly, I'd like to say thank you to all the other finalists. You guys are great. And also to the judges, I'm really happy that you guys have given me this opportunity, and I'm very grateful for it. I can hear my family celebrating right now. I don't really know what else to say. Thank you to Simon for your pack. I really enjoyed that. Mostly my sister who ate all the jelly beans and the tattoos.
We'll send you some more. Don't eat them. The tattoos aren't edible. The tattoos aren't edible. They do wash off after 6 months though.
Yeah. And thank you, Sue, and David, Peter, Joe, and Campbell, and yeah. Oh, and also congratulations, Paul, you're the new adversary. So well done.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations to you again, Daniel. So please go to our website, melbourneday.com.au, and also subscribe to our newsletter for all the updates of the Junior Lord Mayor competition, our education program and school incursions. And don't forget, Melbourne is celebrating 186 years today on the 30th of August. And in today's current situation, take a moment to think of how we came to where we are today and the thousands of years prior to white settlement to find our rich culture. Happy Melbourne Day to all, and thank you all for staying with us online, and congratulations again, and happy Melbourne Day.
Well done. Good on you, Daniel. See you soon.
Thank you. And well done to Stanley for all the work that's been put into the competition, and to Al Rados in the background, moving the judges from one room to another. I feel like I've been transformed. So well done, Melbourne Day Committee and Lord Mayor, for your continued support, and all of the finalists. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that, Campbell. And I'll be in touch with all of you guys. Thank you again. Appreciate it. Thank you. You may now. You can leave.
Bye, guys and gals. Well done.
Bye.
Well done. Love Al.
Thank you, Paul.
Good day.
Appreciate it. That's great. Thank you.
Ever. I love it.
That was unreal.
Isn't it great to just see the passion of these kids and